You're listening to the Results Driven Organizations podcast with Dr. Tanya Lowe, a podcast of curated conversations with C-suite leaders and those who support organizational growth and development. Get ready for inspiring interviews, educational lessons, and thought-provoking discussions that will challenge you to execute something new and innovative that will drive results in your organization. And now, here's Dr. Tanya Lowe.
Hello. You're listening to episode 39 of the Results Driven Organizations podcast with Dr. Tanya Lowe. Using my results driven philosophy of strategy, leadership, teams, and customer experiences, I help organizations develop their best kept secret, their human capital. Today, I am absolutely thrilled to dive into a topic that's been creating ripples of change in boardrooms and offices worldwide, and that's conscious leadership. Imagine this: the traditional top-down, one-size-fits-all leadership style is gradually taking a back seat if you didn't realize that. Why is that? Because conscious leadership is in the driver's seat right now, guiding organizations worldwide through the complexities of our world today, of the world of work today. So you're probably thinking, what? Conscious leadership? What's all the buzz about? Well, conscious leadership isn't just another leadership style because, styles go out of style, right? It's a mindset, and mindset shifts are stable foundations for growth or stagnation. So when we think about conscious leadership, it's a way of approaching leadership that's all about self-awareness, empathy, and seeing the bigger picture. So imagine leaders who not only balance the financial sheets, but also understand the intricate web of relationships, the people stuff, the human capital stuff between their employees, their customers, communities, and the environment. That's conscious leadership. That's where we want to see leaders move in that direction. And at the core of conscious leadership, it really is about leaders who know themselves inside out. I always say it always starts with the leader. You have to go first. And you're not afraid to confront your own biases, your strengths, your weaknesses, your challenges. And you know what that does when you do that? It equips you to handle challenges with grace and ease, because now you have an understanding of, wait a minute, if that was my struggle, I can recognize that struggle in someone else, and I can support them through that struggle. You see, leaders are empathetic powerhouses when they tap into conscious leadership. They don't just hear, they listen, and they create an environment where everyone's voice matters. It's about making the workplace a space where creativity flourishes and thrives, and every person on the team feels valued and empowered. So when it comes to conscious leadership, it isn't just about profit margins, because I know someone is saying, well, Dr. Lowe, how does this affect the bottom line? Well, it really affects the bottom line because it's about purpose. Leaders who are driven by a higher calling, a mission, that goes way beyond making money. It's really about sustainability, retention, social responsibility, and inspiring their teams to find meaning in what they do. But how does all of this affect your organization? Well, buckle up, because the impact is nothing short of transformative. So when you think about conscious leadership, there are several tips that I want to talk about. I probably won't go into them all today, but I want to start with your human capital. You have an enhanced employee engagement system. You're more tapped into your employees' well-being. So think about think about a workplace where you're just not a cog in the machine of thriving, or surviving, if you will. Conscious leadership creates a space of thriving. When you are a conscious leader, you nurture open communication. You don't just talk about, I've got an open door policy, my door is always open, but you nurture open communication, which really goes beyond, I have an open door policy, right? It creates trust and respect. And you know what happens? Employees feel a sense of belonging and purpose. And when that happens, productivity skyrockets. And guess what? When your productivity skyrockets, I can't even get it out, your profit margins are going to increase. So you don't have to think about conscious leadership as a soft form of leadership, because when you create a workplace where people are thriving and they can trust leadership and they feel respected, that's going to improve job satisfaction as well as the productivity. And the next thing it does is it improves collaboration and innovation. So imagine brainstorming sessions where every idea is celebrated, right? We sometimes in the workplace, I see this when I go in, leaders only want to hear from certain people, and that becomes very evident. And that in turn affects morale. But imagine a brainstorming session where every idea is valued, every person is celebrated for adding to the recipe, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be that particular idea is going to take flight, but it's contributed to the conversation. And so when every idea is celebrated, where diverse perspectives are not just encouraged, but they're essential. They're essential. It creates a workplace where growth and innovation takes flight. People start to think about their organization in a different way. We don't just survive, we thrive. And we create an environment where our employees thrive as well. You see, the essence of conscious leadership isn't just a trend, it's a revolution. It really is. It's reshaping how we lead, how we work, and ultimately how we impact the world. So here's to the rise of conscious leadership, a journey where success isn't just measured in profits, but in the positive, lasting change that you create in your organization and beyond. It's truly creating an environment where you're not just focused on your style, which sometimes can translate into my way or the highway, but it definitely opens the door for collaboration. It strengthens relationships within the workplace. And that's my next one. It strengthens stakeholder relationships. It strengthens human capital relationships. In today's world, relationships matter. Relationship currency is key. Conscious leaders understand this. They don't just build relationships, they nurture them, they build trust. So when you integrate social and environmental concerns into your decision making, you don't just create profits, you create a legacy. What is your legacy in your organization? Is it a strong reputation that stands the test of time, that can be modeled to other people in the organization and it multiplies? Is that your legacy? Are you creating that? Conscious leadership, again, you are the star of the pep rally, if you will, right? You are the the person dressed up in the mascot. You are the mascot for bringing everything together. And when you bring everything together, we can't talk about conscious leadership without talking about ethical decision making. So, in a world where integrity can sometimes feel like a rare commodity, conscious leaders are the moral compass and the ethical compass of the organization. You set high standards, not just for yourself, but for everyone in the organization. When you foster a culture of ethics and transparency and vulnerability, you build trust. And that's a great foundation for any successful venture. And then the last thing I want to share with you is organizational resilience. Change is the only constant. We have seen that time and time again. Well, conscious leaders get that. They are visionary. They are forward thinking. They foster adaptability and a growth mindset. So when a conscious leader is in an organization, challenges aren't roadblocks. Challenges are opportunities for growth and innovation. It's an opportunity to change what's not working or what's not producing. And so there you have it. Are you a conscious leader? And if you're not, what's stopping you? What do you need to become a conscious leader? In essence, conscious leadership, like I said, it's not a trend. It's the wave of the future. So I have something for you. There's going to be an assessment for you to evaluate your conscious leadership. Answer the questions honestly. Take a look at how you score. And if there's anything that we can do to help you increase your score, click the link for a discovery call and let's talk about it. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep leading consciously, keep inspiring, and keep changing the world, one empathetic decision at a time. I hope you enjoyed this episode on conscious leadership. Visit the show notes to download a free list of resources, including books and websites and podcasts where you can delve deeper into this transformational leadership approach, as well as take the free assessment quiz to evaluate your conscious leadership. While you're in the show notes page, order your copy of our Amazon #1 bestseller, Results Driven Organizations, The 4 Keys to a High Performance Workplace, and grab our special gift to you for being a valued listener. Until next time.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Results Driven Organizations podcast with Dr. Tanya Lowe. Be sure to review the show notes for the resources mentioned, and don't forget to grab your free gift available at freegiftfromtanya.com. Until next time.